To a new video, guys. So I'm gonna go down to my office and we're gonna get started. Yeah, what's good, guys? So welcome back to another working session with your boy Elijah. So as you probably noticed, we have made some upgrades, some updates. So new camera, and we also got a new microphone. So I hope this improves the quality of the content that we're putting out there. All right, so today the big thing that we're going to do is focus on a couple pieces of information on our dashboard. One is the data that we're getting from PostHog. So right now you can't see my screen, but I'll pull it in. Right, so let's jump in together as a team here. So you guys are a part of my team now. Thank you guys so much for working for free. I really appreciate it. But anyway, so welcome to some data pieces on our application. So as you see, we have our daily active users, and I love to see that it's trending up. It's a good sign. Obviously, we have a lot more work to do to improve this, but this is, as you can see, unique users that are viewing our page. So all of these users are not converting, so that'll be very transparent with that. All these users are not converting, but some of them are. To give you an idea of how many people we have converted so far in terms of coming from a person that was just online looking for solutions for their venue, or as a decorator looking for solutions, to becoming a user on our application, right? So about 402. The qualification rate's about 3% or so. So not everybody like creates an account, right? It's like not a huge amount of people that come and see it. Actually, this number might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But you know, this kind of gives an idea of what's happening. These numbers are also wrong. So this is actually part of the work that I'll be working on today. This number is it's also slightly wrong, but it's kind of closer to what I expect. And to give us a good idea of what it might be, workspaces is the true data. We have 499 workspaces. So that's closer to what I think is true. But anyway, I digress. I'm gonna go back to our game plan today, which is just to give you more idea of how things are looking. So of course we're getting more users, but of course we're also seeing users drop, go dormant essentially, which basically means like they just gave up on us. they moved on. They might be back in the future though. I've noticed that people do leave and do come back. And I'll actually talk a little bit about that because we did experience something similar to that recently, where someone left but did come back. And that was one of the feature sets I actually worked on in my last working session, which was a recovery method. And I'll show you quickly what that means. Essentially, we send out an email when a person signs up that gets them to come back and authenticate. But in there, we throw in an authentication link. So technically, we could jump into their account from here. But let me see. Yeah, don't do that, please. But yeah, basically it's like an authenticated URL, so people can log in without having to sign in, because authentication is friction. People get stuck, people get lost. This is a fake email because we were sending, as you see here, we sent a ton of emails out yesterday when we did it, 499, I believe. But anyway, this is where our users are coming from today. A lot of people come from Facebook, as you can see, some people from Google, some people from just finding us in different places. But Facebook by far brings the most volume of users. I would assume some Instagram too, but maybe there's some skew in the data there. Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people kind of come and go, and that's normal. So yeah, this just gives you a small picture of what we're working on. But anyway, PostHog is important as well because we do learn about how people that are on our application are behaving. So we can kind of tell where the application is having issues, what type of errors people are having, for example. So we see where people drop off, like maybe things were not super interesting to people. We get to understand why, you know, people maybe are confused about certain parts of the website. Doesn't make sense. And we're testing alternate websites. So we have an alternate landing page, as you can see here. So these are being A/B tested alongside each other. So we have this page you've probably seen before, this one, and then we have this page. If it gives us its grace of loading. Maybe I'll try this one. This might be a better experience. Let's see. But yeah, we have a couple pages. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'll do that again one more time. Why does it keep loading weirdly? Is that everywhere? Is that my computer? I think it might be my computer, guys. Okay. What's wrong with my computer? But okay. It seems like every time I'm showing something, demoing something, it decides like, yo, right now, I don't want to work, bro. But anyway, what I did really want to show you is just like we have two different pages and we A/B test the difference between both. So it's good to see that, you know, this is happening. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like, but I digress. Anyway, we use PostHog to learn more about people coming through our website and our application to better understand how we can service them. Where are things confusing? Of course, we always love to talk to people as well. So that's the extra step forward, is actually having conversations with these people to learn more about the problems they actually do have, things that were confusing, things that they thought was going to be a benefit to them, but ended up not being what they expected, right? So having these conversations helps us strengthen the product, because then we do learn more about how people think about things and actually address those things specifically. The next big thing I'm going to be working on again, of course, is improving authentication. So actually, I kind of already started doing this, but I'll go ahead and just drag my screen in again so we can kind of work together, guys. I love working with you guys. So yeah, I already started without you guys, but that's fine. I can just pick up where I left off and you guys can tell me what's going wrong, what's bad, that kind of stuff. Of course, when you use the product itself, but then also, you know, if you're watching this video and you're a programmer, you can be like, yo, improve this. Okay, so we're trying to improve our authentication process. So I'll show you what it looks like today, and then I'll tell you why we're trying to change it. Okay, sign me in because I have a cookie. So I'll go ahead and just get rid of that guy. Okay, so cookie, take my cookies. Okay, boom. So this is our current landing homepage for our application, my.VenueBox.ai. If you don't have an account, it's not gonna work. But if you do have an account, then this is where you sign in if you're kind of curious about that. But currently today we have authentication by phone number. So you put your phone number in, you get a code. You put the code in like you usually do with any other application and you get signed in. Or you can sign in with Google. That's for our limited partners actually. So not many people can sign in with Google, but some people can. But anyway, that's what part of the point and part of the reason why we are changing it. So this is our current, you notice this is my local development right here. So local host. This is not in production yet. This is production because it's public. This is my local device. So we're making a change to allow people to sign in by phone/email. So the idea is I put my email here and it sends a code if nothing's broken. Okay, so it sends a code and there you go, boom. And this should not be from me. Is it from me? It is from me, okay. I like the styling, but this needs to be sent from hello. So I need to make one more change, of course. But okay, boom. We got this guy. We go here, put the code in and sign in, authenticating, boom. Okay, so this is an issue. Why is this a blank screen, right? That's one big question. So let's take a look at the errors. Fails to initialize app, something fails, something crash. Okay, so we'll copy this. First things first, and then we refresh this and I expect this to work. Okay, it does work and it pushed into a pipeline. Okay, so this is a slightly different dashboard that we had in the past that we no longer have, but, well, not that we still have it, but it's a slightly different dashboard. Dashboard. Okay. What are we gonna do here? Okay, we're gonna jump back into our code base, guys. So welcome to the experience, guys. So we're gonna be working together again, like I said. We're gonna be working with our buddy Claude. So we're gonna plan some stuff. Okay, so the email. Actually, let me make sure I'm referring to it properly. Okay. We worked on a feature. Okay, I'm typing off screen for a quick second, but I'll pull it in really quickly. Sorry, guys. Worked on a feature for Okay, currently we are not using the correct email system to send verification codes. Let's use our external sign up SMTP email. And then secondly, when we do sign in after using a code, our user runs into a blank white screen. There are these errors in log. Okay, so I'll post the errors first. That's so bad. No, it's not the error. Okay, sorry guys. Go back. Go back swiftly. Inspect. Go to console. Wow, even more errors. Fantastic. Actually I broke it. That's not the error I need. The error I need is gone. Okay. We gotta repro this. Repro. Reproduce the error. Okay. So let's reproduce the error. Well, it's not really an error. It's more just like a terrible user experience, right? Like, let's say you're signing in and you sign in, it's a blank screen, right? It should not be a blank screen. It should be the application itself. So I'm gonna go here and go ahead and punch in, clock in. Okay, so boom, yeah, did it again. Oh, this time no errors. Fantastic. For path, measuring dashboard planners. Okay. Weird. Okay. Might be the way it's pulling access from the cookie. Could be a case, but let's be thorough. Stop it. Stop doing it. Okay, let's get the logs, please. Come on, mate. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. Whoa. Okay, logs. And then I want to give it a prompt. Things to do. Logs. Okay. So then boom. I'm not going to delete that part. Just going to leave it. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to have it just figure stuff out for a hot second here. Okay. Me and you guys can chat now again. I'm back. All right. By the way, this is tea. It's not hot anymore, but green tea with lemon and honey. I need it. I have a little bit of a sore throat. Actually, I have a humidifier going here as well to kind of give me some, some air in my lungs, some good air. But yeah, the feature set I'm working on right now is essential. Although people can get in with their phone numbers, sometimes for whatever reason, it might be nice to also be able to access it by email. So it'll be nice to just have folks have the flexibility of signing in either way. Currently, we do have Google signed in, but that, like I mentioned, is a bit fragile, mostly because we don't have most users whitelisted because our application is still in beta. It's in test mode. So we would need to whitelist every Google user, which is impossible. So not impossible, but it's just more complicated than we should invest in. Eventually, we will just make the application public, and then it would just be, open for anyone to sign in with Google. But until that day comes, we'll just allow you to authenticate with SMS and with your email with of course, a code. Okay, while this is working, we can talk about the other thing that we need to fix, and that is the dashboard, like you just saw right now for a second, right? So this is our new data point sets of telling us which vendors to spend time with, and it tells us how it's supposed to tell us how our landing pages are performing. I showed you the first one versus the second one. Currently, the data is not correct. Like I mentioned, a lot of these data points are incorrect. So we need to kind of fix that up. So we did have a couple people come in recently, and I'm not sure how much data it's collecting from folks, but it seems like it is doing okay. But this is sort of how we collect the data points. I think one or two of these people did come back. I think that was her, Reina. And the beauty is we do have the email system here where we can send folks a welcome email separate from the automated systems email. So the automated systems email I showed you previously, that one just automatically sends an email 30 minutes afterwards. This one is a little bit more personalized to like speak to that person. So it's like, it lets us edit the subject, of course, and the email itself, and then just send them a message like, hey, introducing myself, kind of like you, relate to people in different ways. And of course, we're generating this with AI, but this is embedded and integrated into our system. Oh, I'm doxing people. I feel bad. I'm sorry, guys. But these are venue owners, so hey, if you're calling them, call them about business. Don't call them about random stuff, right? You got to be booking an event with them. But anyway, this is something else I wanted to show, right? I think I showed it earlier, but just a contrast. This is the automated email that's being sent. It's just like a, hey, welcome, email, versus like us, like directly speaking to people in here when we choose to, right? So this is just an opportunity to reach out to folks and just say hello, with some customized personalization. So anyway, I'm gonna go back. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so we're gonna get a fix going. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is good. It's gonna address that issue. So it's gonna send from the proper channels. And then, wait, why do we need this? I don't think this is essential. Okay, third one. Okay. One, 3, and 4 seem essential. 1, 3, and 4 seem essential. I'm not quite sure about 2 and how necessary that is. If not necessary, ignore. Okay. And that's sometimes you kind of have to tell Claude what to do. 100% of the time you have to tell Claude what to do. Otherwise, it'll just do something it wants to. So I don't want us to stray too far. You're right. 2 is not strictly necessary. Yeah. Code base already handles missing email. Yeah. So let's not deal with it. It's nice to have. No, don't need it right now. Okay. We can do it later. No data states. Maybe that's the issue. Okay. Update email verification service, some TP. But why would that be the case if I can sign in with SMS, right? So let's repro this, right? Let's repro this. Actually, I don't know which account has. Okay, this is where we go to figure that out. Let's see. Who owns the live at or view workspace? So that's the email I'm using right now to sign in. Let's see who owns that. Who owns that? Okay, let's go to workspaces table. Okay, who owns that? Huh? Okay, there's a lot of random stuff. Where's live at overview? Where are emails at? Emails. Wait, what? No, it's not gonna be this far actually. It wouldn't be that far. Name, email. All right, fine. Where's email? Actually, it would be in workspace owner. Let me just, for my sanity, confirm that. Yep. Okay, workspace owner or user. Workspace user. All right. Okay. Then user. Oh wow. Look at us go, guys. Look at us go. Where's user? Okay. Okay, so user, live at overview, and do not copy my access tokens, guys. Okay. Default workspace ID 17. Okay. So if it's 17, I want to see if there's any other workspace config set up. Okay. Okay, it's 17. It's 17. So we're gonna take a look at workspace ID 17 to double check which workspace that is. Okay, ID 17, so that's this one? So it's the owner of this workspace. So it's defaulting here. Okay, and this one doesn't have any metadata, does it? I wanna understand how this one works, okay. Because we have a bunch of configurations for each workspace. So every workspace kind of experiences something slightly different based off of what they are looking for or what they are like. I see. Okay. So this workspace actually does not handle, it does not have the presets to handle properly this dashboard because the metadata doesn't have what we're looking for. So what I'll do actually is think very carefully about how we want to approach this solution. So it's a bit more clear to me what's happening. So my thought right now is because this doesn't cover that user. So I think here's what I'll do. I'll say it out loud and I'll see if this can be confirmed when I give it the data I need. My thought right now is, okay, one, the workspace is defaulting to 17, and it's the workspace that doesn't have metadata, and we have pipelines, whereas it pushes the user into a specific experience based on their pipeline configurations. And some of that configuration is stored in metadata, where we look to see what the configs are, right, to determine what to show the user in the UX. So that was showing me that there's nothing there. So this might just be an old user account, old workspace, let's say, that I just never updated. So I'll do this. I'll copy the whole thing. I'm not gonna try to give it just one data set. I'll give it the whole thing and I'll see if it can figure it out by itself. Okay. Can you double check how our front end decides pipeline configs and the user experience shown I am trying to log in with user live at overview.com. I'll just give it that context. So what I'll provide it is I'll provide it the data on all the workspaces and I'll expect it to just make the cross references it needs to by itself. Kind of similar to what I did, but maybe it'll be able to catch something more in the granular details than I was able to. So let's see. Is it pasting? Is it not pasting? Maybe it's not copying properly. Copy with headers for sure. Okay, let's try that again. Paste. Actually, it is quite a lot of data, so it might be pasting. It is quite a bit. Oh, it is a lot of data. Shoot. Shoot. Sorry about that, bruh. I just did that 3 times. Don't crash. Okay. In the meantime, I'll do this. I think it might be pasting. Actually, that's quite slow though. Maybe it should have been pasted by now. Try this one. Oh, okay. There we go. Oof. Oof. I hope it's not trying to paste 2 more. Yo. It is. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. So I need to give it this one. And then I need to finally give it the user table as well so it can cross-reference all 3. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Do or die right now. Oh, it's gonna crash on me if I keep pushing it too far. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds. You know, I should have just let it go the first time. Like it got the message the first time. It was already doing it. I just wasn't sure. I was like, yo, are you doing it or nah? It's fine. Okay, come on. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay. Second one went in. As you can see, 141, it's the same thing. I did it 3 times, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to sit through this pain for a quick second here. But I think we might have found the issue, y'all. I think we might have found the issue. And I'm not quite sure actually if it's gonna happen to every single user account. I think it might just be the case of how that specific workspace is configured. But we do want to make sure like it's an edge case, right? Like any other user that we have in the future might run into it. Maybe, maybe not, because we have kind of solved some of those issues since these workspaces on local were created long ago before we made config changes. So it might not just be picked up, but still, we need to make sure we're, like, if any user ever did get into this case, there's a way out, right? So, oh geez, there we go. Finally. Is it done now? Okay. We don't need all of this. Sorry, guys. All right, so we need this one. Okay, that didn't take too long, thank God. And then finally, we need the user table, like we mentioned. User. Okay, so it would just have to cross-reference to make sure it's doing it properly. Like, you know, which thing should it show up on, what issues it is having. Yeah. The user table might be quite heavy too. Okay, cool. Might there be an issue between backend and front end expectations? Okay. The first issue, simple, change the email. Second issue, blank screen, more concerning. We need to make sure people are chilling. Okay, I'm gonna lick a candy, guys. I'm sorry. Try not to mumble. Okay. I like this new camera. It like follows me around. Okay, I gave it too much. How are we gonna do this? Okay. I gave it too much data. How you go up again? Is it up? Escape? Okay. I'll go back here. Okay. Okay. And then back in. Determine what to show if conflicts related to our blank screen issue. I am testing with user. Okay. So what I'll do in this case actually is just, I'll make it a bit simpler, guys. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it for it. Now there's just one user. So I'll copy this user. Make sure it has the header. Okay. User. Workspace. Defaulting to 17. But to be fair, let's just give it a little bit more data. Just so it's like, maybe it's one of these other workspaces as well, right? I'm not 200% sure. It does say its default is 17. Ah, come on, no. No, okay. Will this work? No. Do it manually, jeez. Again, okay. Okay, so I'll give it this as well. Wow, it's quite slow. Okay. Last one, guys. Workspace user. So workspace user is a relationship between our workspace and our users. Tells which one is the owner. Okay, this table is not super complex, so I'll give it the whole thing. Okay, take the whole thing. All right. You're doing okay, buddy. You're doing fine. Sorry, guys, I'm a little sick. That's why I got the humidifier going. But I don't want to sneeze all over, so I got to sniffle instead. Okay. It's actually one of the issues that I've been trying to figure out. I had a working branch, a different branch that had some changes for this thing when I was traveling. It wasn't quite working, so I just like abandoned the branch. But I mean, it's not that many changes, so it's not that many changes. Okay. Might try to repro it with a different user as well. Let's see, which other user exists? Actually, first, I'm gonna check which workspace has pipeline config set up. Pipeline config. Location settings. Metadata. Okay, first pipeline config, and then I'll check that. Okay. These first couple have pipeline data. Okay, so I need the users that are between workspace 1 and 7. Let's see. Who belongs to workspace 1? Okay, workspace 1, user ID 1. But also, he's a 17, right? 1 is 17, yeah, 1 belongs to a lot. Workspace user 1 is confused. Oh man, okay. So my 3 might be a better example. Okay, user ID 3, workspace ID 3. So let's take a look at the user, which user that is. User ID 3, workspace ID 3. Okay, VenueBoxAI.gmail.com. So maybe that's a better one to repro with. Okay, let's try to repro with that user. Let's see what we got. I know it's got something probably, but let me first sanity check VenueBox AI at gmail.com. Let's try to repro this. Okie dokie, Okinawa. Okay, Genkimaru sensei. Okay, sign in. Okay. We figured it out, guys. We figured it out. Okay, so the issue is the backend data and how it speaks to the front end to tell it what it should show to user. So there's something missing in the error handling that we have for something when a data point is missing. Okay, so let's see what it says. I'm currently using generic Okay, that's the first issue. We're fine with that. Second issue, without checking if it works with the loader and logs, causing this, causing undefined works for the present child component. Okay. No, it doesn't know. It doesn't know what the problem is. No, keep planning. Let's fix issue 1. Issue 2 is related to specific workspaces that have a pipeline configuration to matchmaking event planners, specifically, but a mismatch in the database metadata column and perhaps pipeline config. Okay, issue only impacts users with multiple workspaces whereby the default workspace has this conflict. Okay. Yeah, that's my assumption. Because as you see here, it loaded like with the email login relatively easily when we tested with this email. So it's not an email issue. It's not an email issue. If I try signing in with my phone, I'm gonna get a code in a second on my phone. $896-021. Don't hack me. Okay, boom. And so, okay. To verify this, before we start fixing stuff, I want to verify this. Oh, actually, I have a perfect way to verify this. I have a perfect way to verify this, guys. Let's go here. User 1. Where's the default workspace? Default workspace. Okay, so I'm gonna set this to 1. I'm gonna set this to 1. All right. I may have figured it out thanks to you guys. I wouldn't have done this without you guys, actually. Because I'm talking out loud to somebody else, I get to think properly. Even though the person is not like literally right here, right? But I feel like I'm talking to someone else, my partner. My partner programmers. Okay, so same email. We're gonna try again with the same exact email, right? That was having the issue originally. And we're gonna see if we have actually figured out the edge case. If it signs in properly, then the edge case is clear, what exactly it is. If it doesn't, then of course we just thought we fixed it, but we didn't. Okay, so that throws a little bit of a dilemma in a scenario, because okay, I thought I outsmarted the system, but I didn't. I didn't outsmart the system, guys. Let's see. Okay, what's the phone number? So it's this phone number. It's this email. Okay, I think this is the only page. Yeah, right? This is the only page. This is the only page. Default workspace is 1. Let's see. Workspace 17. Does workspace 17 exist? It does exist. Okay, I wonder something. Let me see. Where's metadata? For 17, it's 15 on the thingy. Okay. I'm gonna test something really quick, guys. So it's 15, but it's 17, ID 17. So it doesn't have, I see, it doesn't have the workspace dashboard information. So that my thought is this is the issue, because it's resolving to that pipeline, but it's not. It doesn't have the proper configs for it. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't even have any configs to begin with. So that's another issue. Every workspace should have a config. This goes back to a different issue maybe, but let's see. So I'm just gonna bully it a bit and see if I can get it to work. Yeah, every workspace should have a config. So I think something happened here, in between here, when I was testing at some point, and it just doesn't exist there. Okay. Besides the point, I think we'll test with one more different email to make sure. But it looks like it worked for the other email we tried, right? So I just want to reproduce it with this same email that's having the issue, to see if I can figure out what exactly the edge case is, so then we can wrap around it and make sure that users won't be impacted. Okay. That was also not the issue, because it is resolving back to dashboard, right? So if you're resolving to dashboard, okay, so live@orv.com. That's the issue right now. That's the issue right now. Live@orv.com is the issue. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try one more test with this user to make sure. Ooh. All our emails are retry. Okay, guys, let's get it done. Let's get her done. We're gonna test with this email just to make sure. Okay. Back. Okay, boom. Why am I happy to see an error? Because it means that authentication works. The issue really is that specific user is just, I think it's not resolving to the proper workspace. I think there's some issue with the workspace it's resolving to. Okay, so let me change this as well, the pipeline config for this guy. So this guy is, what workspace ID is this guy at? Ooh. Okay, this is user ID 116. User ID 116. User ID 116. User ID 116. Okay, user ID 116 has admin and owner. Where are you an owner? Workspace 144. Okay. Workspace 144. 144. 144. Okay, so workspace 144 does not have the pipeline config we need. So that's the issue. And actually, I built a solution that does not have me interact with the database, which is not always a good idea. Because, I mean, actually it's not a bad idea either, but I have some systems in place to make it a little bit easier to not have to deal with the back end. So what was the name of it? 144 is named test. Of course I name it test. Very helpful to myself. And then of course there's like 20 million tests. Okay, let's look at the date created. October 1st, 2025. Which one's October 1st? Okay. Oh, that's just multiple of them. Okay. Looks like the right email. Okay, cool. Unknown offer. Unknown offer. Okay, I'll just throw you in dashboard mode. And we're gonna retest that. We're gonna retest that, buddy. Let's see if we can get you in a dashboard. Retest that. Whoa. Okay, we're gonna retest that. See if we can get you in the get you in a dashboard. 437284. Okay. Let's see if we can get you in a dashboard. Boom, we got you in a dashboard. All right, so that's the issue. Both the two different emails I tried are working. So no issues there. No issues there at all. Sorry, I had to take care of a different issue, but it looks like it works. So I kind of have to take a little Hail Mary here, guys. Let's fix the first issue. Boom. Okay. I think it works. I believe it works. I think the issue is just like that workspace specifically, that user that I have in the workspace configurations that it has. It's just a little bit hectic, so it's not going to resolve in a proper way. But in production, what we did was we ran on every workspace that existed in production, we ran a backwards compatibility script that essentially made sure every workspace that existed has the metadata that it needs in order to make sure whenever it's talking to the front end, it does actually like respond properly, right? Based on the data points in the back end. So I don't expect any users will face this issue. So we're gonna make this fix to how the email verification code is being sent, and we're gonna push this into production. And then we're gonna go ahead and test this in production and see, you know, if anyone like our accounts, test accounts, if it has any issues. If it does, then we'll just roll it back. No issues there. But I am very optimistic that this issue is going to be resolved with this. So yes, we did it. We did it. Let's not claim victory yet, but I feel like we did it. Okie dokie. Let's get going, guys. Okay, what else do we have on our list? Okay. So that's pretty much what I'm going to drag you guys through today for the most part. I will confirm with you guys at the very least before we close this video that our email is now sending from the proper channel. So let's get this user out of here. So let me try another user. Just, just keep having fun with it. Switch things up, spice it up a bit. I think a good one might be View Aura. I don't know if you use that one or Founders. I use Founders. Founders, VenueBox.ai. Okay, it's coming from VenueBox. Hello at VenueBox, perfect. And it looks pretty. Cool. Alrighty. So we fixed the other issue. Okay, that's not exciting. It did it. The same thing. So what's similar about these users is now the question. This user and this user. Okay. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna use my email, personal email, Elijah Olasun at gmail.com. Waiting. I put the right email, right? Yeah. Unless I'm not signed in. I am signed in. Or maybe it went to my... Did it go to my spam? Where did my spam? Jesus Christ, that's not good. That is not good. Oh. We got to put something here that says check spam. Whoa. What's common? What's similar with all of these? Well, they're quite old. That's one thing. Hello works okay. Is there any other like recent account that I have? I think the issue is the metadata. VenueBox AI works as well. Okay. Unfortunately, Okie dokie, dealing with some issues with with a guest. But okay, so it seems like after further testing, this set of features is not 100% ready for production. So this unfortunately will be getting parked. So it's gonna get parked again into this branch. So yeah, I mean, today was a pretty good session. I got to think more about stuff. I think I'll definitely come back and circle back to this thing and try to figure out like why exactly. I don't think we'll have the same issue in production, but because there is some uncertainty about how users might experience it, it does kind of lead me to want to prioritize user experience. So what that really means is we are not 100% sure that would be a good thing to put on production. I kind of have to think more about it. But signing in with Google also is not the most user-friendly. So maybe we can get more users in with their email as well. So I'm contemplating it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad feature set to put out there. But I do want to make sure that, when we do put it out, it will be something that's useful and, not something that a lot of people run into issues signing in with. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you watching. I know it wasn't like the most entertaining, crazy thing, but nothing wild happening. But I did want to test out my new camera, test out my new microphone, do some work today, and I decided I would just document it like I've been doing so far. So I just keep documenting my workflow and kind of talking through the process of things we're working on and why we're thinking about things we're thinking about, why we're working on certain things. And again, this is another hour-long video that I'm putting out there, but I hope you enjoy some piece of it. And, thank you for following along. And as we go along this journey of building this thing out and it becomes something interesting or important, hopefully you'll feel like a part of it because you were, kind of helping motivate and watch along to build it alongside us. So anyways, it was your boy Elijah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.